Welcome back, students. How are you all? I'm hoping you guys are healthy and staying safe. Okay, so in the meantime, I also hope that you guys are using all the time you have with you fruitfully. Let's move on with today's chapter. So, we were discussing the chapter called A Shipwrecked Sailor. And who is the author? Yes, very good. It is Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So, in the last paragraph, we saw the events that followed a shipwreck, and we find the author contemplating his situation. But he realizes that he's not alone. He finds that he is among his friends or his shipmates. Yes, and how does he recognize them? Yes, they are shouting at each other and asking for help. And that is how our author realizes that he's not alone in the sea. In today's class, we will be discussing all the events that follow this. Now, for the same, let's move on to the video presentation.
The first question is, what happened to the narrator? The answer to the question is, the narrator was in a shipwreck and he was trying his best to stay afloat by grabbing onto the bobbing crates. Let's move on to the next question. How did the narrator realize there were other sailors in the sea? Let's look at the answer. The narrator heard his mates shouting at each other just a few meters away. Thus, he realized that he was not alone. Now, let's look at the summary of this paragraph. After getting onto the raft, Velasco spots his mates Castello and Carabello. Castello was holding on to Carabello's neck for his dear life. They were about 10 meters away. On the other side was Louis Rengifo, who was trying to stay afloat and at the same time trying to save his headphones. He had removed his shirt to swim better, but he had lost his life jacket. Moving on to the model reading by the teacher. Please do listen carefully. I recognized them immediately. Castello had a firm grip around Carabello's neck. Carabello, who had been on watch when the accident occurred, was wearing his life jacket. He yelled, "Hold on tight, Castello!" They floated amid the scattered cargo about 10 meters away. On the other side was Louis Rengifo, trying to stay above water with his headphones aloft in his right hand. He had stripped off his shirt so that he could swim better, but he had lost his life jacket. Even if I hadn't seen him, I would have recognized his cry. "Fatso, paddle over here."
Wow, now that was informative, I hope. So, since you have already covered the portion for today, I hope you don't mind if I ask you some questions. Or better, let's discuss it together. Are you ready? Okay, let's take a look at the questions.
What was the sight Velasco saw when he found Carabello and Castello? Let's take a look at the answer, which is, Castello had a firm grip around Carabello's neck, and Carabello was asking Castello to hold on tight. Let's move on to the next question. What did Rengifo do to swim better? The answer is, Rengifo took off his shirt to swim better. The next question is, even if I hadn't seen him, I would have recognized his cry. Whom is the narrator referring to? The answer is, the narrator is referring to Rengifo, whose cry is very familiar to him.
Welcome back, students. I hope today's session was fruitful for you, that you have understood everything and nothing is unclear to you. Okay, so before we wrap up the session for today, I want you guys to read through the chapter once again and mark all the unfamiliar words. We'll be discussing those in the coming lesson. Okay, so see you in the next session. Bye.